Namaskar. Welcome to my channel Legal Outlook by Dilip Singh. Just think the plight of a child whose parents fight for his or her custody. And don't you think that it is the child who suffers and the child who is the victim due to the warring parents? The things become worse when the litigation takes a unduly long time. Recently, and just the last week, Supreme Court passes two judgments in two different cases related to the shifting of child to foreign countries. In one case, mother is given custody to take the child to Singapore where she was employed, and in the other case, father was given the permanent custody of the child to take him to Kenya where when he was the permanent resident of Kenya. So let us see these two cases. They're very interesting and giving different dimensions of the case. In first case, Ritika and Suzoe marries on 4th February 2009. Satik was born on 9th May 2013 and he is now of 7.5 years old. Serious differences arose between the parents and they start living separately since 2016. It means just 3 years after the birth of Satik. Ritika files a case of divorce on the ground of cruelty and also under Domestic Violence Act, and the same are pending in the Bangalore. Ritika works for a multinational company and she was given posting in Singapore in 2017. She wants to take Satik with herself in Singapore, but Suzoe refuses to hand over the passport of Satik to Ritika, so she couldn't take, and she files an application in the family court for interim direction to Suzoe to hand over the passport of Satik. In response of this, Suzoe files application for restraining Ritika to take the Satik out of the jurisdiction of Bangalore and sought interim custody and visitation right. Ritika alleges that Sujoy is abusive, violent, and suffers from psychiatric disorder and fights against the interim custody he was demanding for Satik. On 4th January 2018, the family court dismisses the application filed by Ritika for passport and allows the application of Suzoe, which was filed for the interim injunction against Ritika for taking the child outside the jurisdiction of Bangalore. Interestingly, the main ground was taken by the family court that once the child is taken outside the Bangalore, the court will lose its jurisdiction. So the application was dismissed. Let me say why this ground was taken, because in case of custody case, only the court where the child ordinarily resides, that court has the jurisdiction to try the matter. Anyway, mother Ritika challenges these two orders in the Bangalore High Court, but Bangalore High Court also dismisses these two writ petitions challenging the order, and ultimately the matter reaches to the Supreme Court in where Ritika challenges the order of High Court. The case is Civil Appeal number 3544-45 of 2020. The name of the case is Mrs. Ritika Saran versus Sujoy Ghosh. And the three judges bench who heard the matter, the judges were Justice Dr. D.Y. Chandrachud, Justice Indu Malhotra, and Justice Indra Banerjee. Supreme Court invokes the jurisdiction under Article 142 of the Constitution of India to do the complete justice with the situation and allows Ritika, mother of the child, to take son to Singapore where she is working. Because in this matter, the court invokes the jurisdiction of Article 142 to safeguard the interest of the child, because the interest of child is paramount in custody case. And Article 142 jurisdiction is a facilitative constitutional instrument to advance substantive justice to the parties before Supreme Court. It helps in modifying the relief to best subserve the interest of the child, and it required that mother had, because particularly this situation arose because the mother had not challenged one of the judgment which was which was passed by the High Court. Secondly, Supreme Court suggested a good number of measures to secure the interest of custody and non-custody parents as well as the child. Third, Supreme Court held that by taking the child out of Bangalore does not mean that the trial court will lose its jurisdiction. Court held that undoubtedly father is entitled to have adequate right to of access and visitation, so a balance has to be drawn where where the parents are in conflict. Father was allowed 1 hour of talking to son through video conferencing on Sunday and Saturday, and on any other day 5 to 10 days. So his visitation right and his interaction with the child was secured. And father and the Supreme Court asked that father should immediately hand over the passport of child to mother, and mother was restrained from taking the child from Singapore to any other country without permission of Supreme Court. It was further said that mother will ensure that the child is in Bangalore in during summer vacation, and particularly 2021 summer vacation for 2 weeks, whether father can meet, and he can even take the child between 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. with himself. So these were the situations created for welfare of and for securing the interest of non-custody parent. Now the another case which is very important, and the civil appeal number is 3559 of 2020, and the name of the case is Smriti Madan Kansagra versus Perry Kansagra. In fact, Perry is of Indian origin and of Gujarati descent, and whose family has shifted to Kenya 3 generations back, and they have settled there. And on 29th of July 2007, Perry marries Smriti. Smriti is based in Delhi, and she is Indian citizen. Couple lives in Kenya thereafter for 5 years, where Aditya was born on 2nd of December 2009 in 2009. But he was born in Delhi. The child was an Indian citizen by birth, but the parents took conscious decision and take the dual citizens of Kenya as well as United Kingdom. Smriti lived with Perry in Kenya for 5 years. Thereafter, in March 2012, she returns to Delhi, and she starts living with her mother. And on 26th of May 2012, Smriti files a suit for permanent injunction in Delhi High Court, where she seeks the prayer of restraining Perry and his parents from taking the child to Kenya. On 31st August 2015, Perry makes a statement in the court that he would not remove the child from the custody of Smriti without taking the due process of law, so the suit was disposed of. Meanwhile, on 6th of November 2012, Perry filed a substantive guardianship petition for permanent custody before the District Court, Delhi. The family court, while its final judgment dated 12th of January 2018, allowed the guardianship petition filed by Perry and granted him permanent custody of Aditya. Aggrieved by that judgment, Smriti filed an appeal before Delhi High Court. The Delhi High Court, by its order dated 25th of February 2020, dismisses the appeal filed by Smriti, and the matter reaches to Supreme Court. So the issue before court was, what is the best for 11-year-old Aditya till he attains the age of majority? It is well settled principle that the court would be guided by the sole and paramount concern of the best of the interest and welfare of the child while deciding the issue of custody. And it has to be attained, the best of interest of child is to be attained no matter what happens to other considerations. Section 13 of Hindu Majority and Guardianship Act Minority and Guardianship Act 1956 provides that the welfare of minor must be of paramount consideration while considering the custody disputes. Section 17, subsection 3 of Guardianship and Wards Act provides that if minor is old enough to form an intelligent preference, such a choice would be of crucial importance in assisting the court to arrive the judicious decision on the issue of custody of minor child. Supreme Court had in this case, Supreme Court had personal interactions with Perry, Father Perry, Mother Smriti, and the child Aditya in chambers on 17th of March 2020. Court went through the various interactions that took place with consular or the district court and the high court and considered everything in detail. Supreme Court considered it just and appropriate that the custody of Aditya be given to Father Perry. The other conditions were Perry to obtain a mirror order from the concerned court in Nairobi, Kenya, to reflect the directions contained in these judgments. Very interesting word is the mirror order. This is a concept which I would like to share with you. The mirror order is normally taken in the transnational case when an order is passed by a country of the origin and the child travels to the other country. A similar order is to be obtained by the competent court in that country. So Perry had to take a mirror order from competent court in Kenya. To ensure the compliance of the order passed by the Supreme Court directed Perry to deposit rupees 1 crore for 2 years till the order is complied in toto. Smriti will be at liberty. Court directed that Smriti will be at liberty to engage with Aditya on a suitable video conferencing platform for 1 hour over the weekends, Saturday, Sunday. Aditya will be at liberty to contact his mother anytime he desires. And whenever there is a vacation in the school, 50% of the vacation will be spent by Aditya with Smriti at the cost borne by Perry, father. The judgment in this case was passed on 28th of October 2020. What I said was about the majority view, because in this case the full bench court was there and 2 judges agreed for the judgment which the decisions which I have discussed with you. These judges were Justice U. Lalit and Justice Indu Malhotra, whereas the third judge, Justice Hemant Gupta, gave a dissenting judgment. Justice Gupta was of the view that the appeal filed by Smriti should be allowed and the order of granting custody to father should be set aside. And he allowed the appeal of Smriti and he set aside the power of the order passed by granting permanent custody to the father, because he was of the view that, interestingly, he used a very good term, the psychological term, that means parental alienation syndrome. When the two parents are there and they alienate the child to other parents, because he was of the view that Aditya was in Delhi for last 6-7 years, so he has developed a kind of synchronization. He developed a kind of sync with the setup in Delhi and with mother and grand maternal mother. So in case of he shifted to Kenya and a different environment will be there, different fellow students, different teachers, so it will create a kind of difficulty with child. These 2 judgments was given in 2 different situations, covering 2 different circumstances and giving 2 different dimensions of the case of custody battle. But the interest of child is to secure in case of conflicting parents. This is the paramount concern of the court. Thank you very much for watching this video. Kindly share your views right now in comment sections what you feel about this custody battle that has become very usual in the today's world where the parents are in conflict. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe my channel and thank you very much. Namaskar.